Okay, my review of Legendary Marketer. This one's going to be a long one. It's going to be broken into a lot of parts depending on what platform you see this on. I will have slightly longer sections over on YouTube if you want to click the link in the bio and hop over there. I will try to get it into smaller sections over there, so it'll only be 3 parts, maybe 4. Depends on how much information I can get into each video. I am limited right now with YouTube as I just started this account at the beginning of last year and I haven't worked on it. So there is an amount of time that I can put into each video, and we're going to just try and piece them all together. And if I can get over a certain amount of followers or views later on, I will piece them all into one video and you can check it out. So what is my review, my honest review of Legendary Marketer? Well, if you have seen any of my Money Truth Moms on either TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or Pinterest, you might know that I do promote Legendary Marketer. And why do I do that? I started my online journey 4 years ago at this point, and I was trying to find a way to make money online because I knew that there would be a time that the jobs I was doing wouldn't be able to carry on. I wouldn't be able to continue with them, and I would need some other way to make money. I had always worked for myself, and I had no interest in spending a ton of money and going back to college or university and getting a degree in something that I did not want to do, or spending years trying to study for something to get another job and putting myself into debt and things like that. So I decided I was going to find a way to make money online while I was doing my other job. What I did for my other job was a home daycare, and I also worked as a behavioral support worker, working with teens mostly and adults who had very highly aggressive behaviors and developmental disabilities. So that is what I was doing. I had a limited amount of time. I had little kids at home, and I was trying to find the side hustle that would make me a certain amount of money per month. So what I started out with was going online to see what people recommended. And at the time, the big thing that you had heard about was drop shipping. That was the new way to make money online. That was the new fad, and that was what everyone was trying to do for a side hustle. So why not jump on the bandwagon, which is what I did. So I started a Shopify store, and I started to outsource some products from AliExpress. You can look at AliExpress, Alibaba. There's a lot of websites that you can use, but those are some of the main ones. And I started my Shopify store, and I started a Facebook page for it, and I did have an Instagram account for it, and I was trying to advertise my shop. Now, I didn't niche down really specifically. It was clothing and jewelry and things like that. And I did make a few sales on it. Some of the sales that I got were mostly off of Instagram. So I talked in another video that you can go back and look at about which platform you should use. So sometimes people see the latest fad, which would be the drop shipping, and now it's the TikTok shop. And they hop online and they open a TikTok shop and they think all their sales are going to come from there and their problems are going to be solved. And that's not always how it works. So I got my sales on Instagram. TikTok at the time wasn't around, or it was not at all what it is today. So I was using Instagram and again Facebook, and I made a few sales, but nothing to cover the monthly fee that I had to pay for Shopify, and I was getting nowhere with it. So I took an online course eventually from Franklin Hatchett, and he has a YouTube channel, and his course was one of the least expensive ones that I could find. So it was a couple $100, and he was the one who actually taught me how to get some of the things going on Instagram. I didn't get it going as well as it should have been, and that was me because I was not comfortable or confident reaching out to influencers to see if they wanted one of my products and they would promote it on their channel. I was very social media shy at the time, and so I didn't do that, but I did follow some of his other steps, and that's where I started to get some of the sales off of Instagram. If I had kept going, the shop might have gone a little bit better, but it wasn't making the money that it needed to in order for me to maintain it, so that one was closed down. Moving on. So I did another video, and if you were like me, you see side hustle after side hustle and you want something easy, you want something you can do in your spare time. Again, I was already working 2 jobs. I had little kids, I had responsibilities, and I had to find something that I could do, and I wanted to find something I enjoyed. And so Etsy looked appealing to me, and I decided I was going to do an Etsy shop. And I started an Etsy shop, and I did not get any sales in that Etsy shop. And I gave up on Etsy for a while, and I decided because of the area that I was in with childcare, I was going to write a book. So I did an ebook and it was on toilet training. And I made very few sales on that. They still come in really occasionally, but I didn't know how to market that. And I did do a Facebook page, which has grown a little bit, but I have put no effort into it over the last couple of years. I also ended up moving during that time and I wasn't able to put in that kind of time and effort into advertising it. So it costs nothing to create the ebook other than time. You can create the ebook and you put it on Kindle Direct Publishing. And so people can download the ebook, or you can make an option where they can have a paperback printed out, which I do have on there now. And I actually have an updated version of the book. And I may focus on that later. I may go back and put some attention into it. But I didn't see any results. Even a few dollars a month would have been great, but it was very random, very occasional sales. And so I continued on, and all throughout the time when I was doing these, I would see things like Legendary Marketer and other webinars that people were using to promote affiliate marketing and how you could get into that. And it was nothing I really wanted to do. I wasn't that interested. I didn't have a full understanding about it too, to be honest. So I didn't go with it. I kind of wanted to avoid it. I wanted to do something more fun. I wanted to do something creative like Etsy again, or create a book, or write children's books. So I actually did another book online, and it was a children's book. And again, I have made a couple sales on it, but nothing to write home about. It does not produce any kind of an income. So I did do that. And then I also created blank books. So I followed Stacy Law. You can also look her up on YouTube and on TikTok. And she has some very good videos about how you can do certain things for free. And I did set up some blank books that I put on Amazon as well. And I have 0 sales off of those. So for the people that say you can write blank books and journals and all these things and make all kinds of money off of it, there's a little more to it than that. And I'm trying to explain to you what all I did, because I want you to understand that I went through so much time and effort and a little bit of money trying to find something and trying to actually put in the effort to make it work. Now, I don't have a lot of computer experience. I didn't when I started, I should say. I didn't know anything about SEO. I was not great with a lot of things when it came to technical stuff on the computer. And even though there wasn't a ton of stuff to do, there was a lot of little tiny things that if you didn't know how to do them, your shop or your website or whatever it is you were working on was not going to work. There were little things that if you were missing them, you were going to end up having problems, and no one told you about this. So it was very, very frustrating.